Hi, this is Seema Raghunath. I am doing a session today which wasn't really part of the plan, but one of my buddies here on LinkedIn actually connected with me talking about the earlier video that I'd done, which had to do with how CSR and diversity budgets need to get used better. And he was of the opinion that one of the reasons why CSR is not taken seriously in this country is because it's a Western idea. Now, I beg to differ, and this particular video is to explain something that is very interesting and should be an eye-opener. You gotta give me a minute to pull up a drawing for you. So what I have here is a very simple drawing, and I can't say that I have drawn the perfect circles, but I say it's a circle, so it's a circle. Let's live with that. There are 5 circles. This is borrowed from one of the oldest ideas from dharma, which was the centrifugal philosophy of all Indians. This is a very old civilization. There is now very good proof that the civilization is almost 80,000 years old. And monuments are not just the only evidence of it. We've got more in the form of documented concepts and ideas, which usually from a Western idea get dated to be 3,500 to 5,000 only, because they find it difficult to believe that ideas that governed a society or a civilization, which is considered the cradle of mankind. So if Africa is the uterus of mankind, then India is the cradle of mankind, which also explains why we have always been the world's most densely populated all across time. Maybe it has to do with fertility of land, availability of water, and generally the fact that we are tropical and we have a mix of different kinds of environment, all suitable for multiplication, which is why we've done exceedingly well. So what governed us is the oldest principle, this one. I know that in this camera you're going to have to see it in the reverse, so my idea is not so great to have drawn it like this, but the 5 circles go like this. If the first circle is you, that is me, individually, that's what we would be, and this is our responsibility to ourselves. Dharma's prescription is that every one of us is responsible for our own survival, and which is why even Krishna Vadesha goes off to say that what is right today need not be right tomorrow, and one man's right is not another man's right. So there's no right and wrong, there's no black and white. It's not a very Puritan kind of an idea. It's not based on ideals, because everybody's context is important in time. So your job, your first job, is survival. Once you survive and you're taking care of this without being a hedonist. Now, Aristotelian concept of hedonism is where self-gratification, investment in self becomes so large an appetite that it is all consuming, and the person then can't move to the second circle. The second circle is family, the immediate family that you are born into or by wedlock responsible for. So Dharma's principle says that you have multiple roles to play. In each role there is a duty to perform. So your KRA, your job description, has to be understood for you to be performing well and get your performance rating, which most often gets delivered on the deathbed, not before that. But how you spend the last few years of your life depends on whether you did justice to the second circle or did you ignore it. The third one is community. So in this circle, who are you? Are you a responsible member of society and community? Do you do anything outside of yourself? Are you contributing? Are you taking responsibility for other people's children or the future generations? Do you have that sensitivity to go beyond the prescribed responsibility of your family, which is still to some extent a selfish reason for expending time, energy, and money? But community is not. CSR begins. The third brings you to the fourth, the bigger mission, because somebody who's done this enough and enjoyed doing it can then move on to the fourth circle, which is country. The ability to serve your country selflessly, to give your children away to the service and the protection of a nation, is the highest order of responsibility, dharmic duties. And once a person performs this quite well is when you are willing to accept abstract responsibilities, responsibilities that don't necessarily even deliver a thank you. That is duty to nature, to the environment, nisarga. The duty to nature is possibly one of the most thankless jobs there is, because animals are not going to say thank you. There's going to be no acknowledgement, no testimonies, and trees are not going to say a word to you ever now, not in the future. But for a person to feel that emotionally, spiritually connected to a goal of delivering something for elements that don't talk back to you means that you have arrived at the highest level of awakening, and self-actualization has moved beyond the context of human existences and human needs and wants. So the dharma principles start with you, family, community, country, and the environment. Tell me, why is there no CSR? CSR actually began on the third circle. So technically, this has always been part of our philosophy and psychology. It's just that we've got disconnected because the education system in India did not bother to teach a lot of these things, which are actually critical. My own spiritual journey began when I was about 35. So things that I know and things that I teach today actually come from the books I've read and wonderful, intelligent people that I have met along the way, and I'm blessed with that kind of association, I must say. And this is why I have paused. Instead of jump off to another video log, which is going to be my next subject, I decided I got to pause a bit and take up this one, because we need to understand, why do we need to feel responsible? Once our basic needs are met, there is a bigger responsibility towards the community, and if we don't own it, then who will? Thank you.